This tutorial was brought to you thanks to the supporters on the screen. Check out TAPgiles.com to find more Dreams resources, donate to support my work, or engage my services to get private instruction or help on a project one-on-one. Previously in this tutorial series, links in the description, I chopped up a car and added efficient lighting effects. Here it all comes together where we have lots of cars of different colours, all with their own lighting. So I'll just do a quick little demo of how to randomize the colour of this and have it emit cars like going into the distance. So I'm going to first emit the car with no speed, and then I'll add a mover. So let's just make a quick sculpt, stick it on there. This mover will affect the that now, so if I have it move in that direction, cool. So it's going to emit cars kind of next to each other. Now I'll affect that the colour. So let's turn off preview and visibility. This is the original that it's going to emit. So let's just move this somewhere else. If we just scope into here and tweak the car, you have this hue slider, and that's what we're going to affect randomly. So if I go and use that same randomizing trick with the signal generator, and we'll just set that to between 0 and 1 and 0 and 1 with no sweep seconds, and wire that into the hue cycle. So normally it's trying to OR and find the value coming in that's furthest from 0 from all the wires coming in, but there's only one wire anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if we put this with L1 and X, we can change this to different modes. So that one is modulate, which means this 360 is multiplied by whatever signal's coming in. So it's like giving us a random number between 0 and 60. And then to keep that value after it gets emitted, we wire it into itself. We actually want to just leave this on overwrite so that this trick of keeping the value around still works. And then we'll set this to between 0 and whatever the 360 is. So let's actually use a number displayer and wire that in, because it's actually some strange number, I believe. And play time. Oh, it's because it's powered off. Let's just turn the emitted group to emit on. So it's 6.283. So if we go between 0 and 6.283, and then do the same over here, and it just shows the first decimal place, but it still is actually the real number over here. That's L1 and square to edit these numbers, by the way. So then we can wire that into there and use overwrite, and then wire that into itself. Power off the car so it doesn't. So now we get differently coloured cars going across. So because this is actually affected by a keyframe is basically a load of invisible wires. So we need to go into here and emit with wires so that it can still be affected. The new emitted object can still be affected by the old wires, but that will mess with how this randomness comes in from outside. So what we could do is put this into here, into that timeline as well, and have that randomize the color. See how that looks. Yeah, so that's giving us random colors. The lights are still coming on at different points in time. And because there's so many spotlights, it's getting a bit troubled by it. Spotlight shadows. But if we put this to allowing any number of them emitted, we can try moving really far away. So if we go here, they're all glowing, but they're not using spotlights at all. So then we don't get that warning. We'll just set this to being nighttime. So we've got some glowing lights going on. As we go closer, they start showing with the spotlights, but they don't cast any shadows, so that's a bit better for performance. We don't get that warning. If we go closer, then it should be that the ones closer this end start, yeah, you can see the threshold there. They start casting shadows, but not all of them do. So these ones over there, they still only glow. And the thermo's still staying pretty low, and we're not getting performance problems. So it's a fairly decent way of getting this to work performantly. Like if I go here, I haven't actually tested this. If we go analysis, it's like so ridiculously cheap somehow. And if I get closer, it's showing more. Yeah, now we're getting spotlight shadow warnings because I'm close to all of these. But if I'm further away, we don't get that. But it still looks kind of decent. And if I'm just closer to this end, so you can like fiddle with the thresholds for when the shadows kick in and stuff, to make it so you can be close to like 10 cars and the 10 cars will have shadows. Something like that. But yeah, it works fairly well. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. Go to patreon.com/TAPgiles to get 5 hours of tutorials early for $3. Here's a preview of what you can learn if you choose to become a supporter.